there everyone and welcome, it's AJ and I am back with another video, and in today's video I am going to be delving into this illustration. I did it in my sketchbook and then I scanned it into the computer and then printed it off on some card stock that is for watercolour. I think I used the Daler and Rowney smooth watercolour paper for this, and I'm going to show you my little watercolour process for this. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to actually do some swatches off camera, just so that I've got an idea of where I'm going with the colour schemes before I actually delve into the main thing. So I hope you enjoy, and I will be doing a bit of commentary over the time lapse. So I will begin the time lapse now. In today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the balance between inspiration and intent. When I'm making a piece, I have a number of different phases I go through in order to create my illustration. For me, these usually are sketch, colour, detail, refine. Sometimes I'll throw in a thumbnail phase if I really want to work out a composition. In the instance of this piece, I actually started just by creating one of the characters and adding the second, and then the sketch kind of evolved. And one Wednesday, whilst visiting my mother while away camping, I sat with my sketchbook and the image kind of just evolved to what you see before you. I refined the sketch as I was going. I'll throw up what the sketch looked like here for you to see. Not being one to like working on top of the original sketches or pencil work, I scanned it in onto the computer and played around with the brightness and printed it out so that the lines weren't so dark. And so I had a bit of play with the colours that I would later choose to use. I do this a lot on my pieces so that I don't have to worry about accidentally ruining the original line work. Some might consider it a little cheaty, but it's my art and I can do what I want with it. This is the part where I do a wink if I had a face cam on, but I don't, so you'll just have to use your imagination. Now we're getting to the part where I changed up my usual process, or at least and took a step away. I tend to rush into colour, and that can be where things go airy. I end up disliking colour. Choice isn't really the right word here, because if I've rushed into it, I fail to choose my colours. I kind of just wing it. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes winging it can be considered using your intuition, or what is the word for it? Let's see. Inspiration, maybe? I don't know. There's a word for it, but I can't think of it right now. If you can think of a word, put it down in the description below. Anyway, there's a phase I included in the creation of this piece that I tend to skip entirely, much to my detriment. When it comes to the painting phase, a good many times I'll end up bailing on the piece sometime after starting. The reason for this is because I have no idea where I intended to go colour-wise. I think many artists can try and run before they walk, as the saying goes. After stepping back and doing it for this piece, I realised just how important it was and how much better it would be for me to not skip out on it in the future. The phase I'm referring to, of course, is the swatch phase. No, not Sasquatch. This is the phase where you plan out your colours before applying them to your piece. In the case of this piece, what I did was print out a sample of the line work on the paper I was looking to use and use that time as my investigative time. Here is where I learnt how my colours would react to the page before me. What I need to mix to make the colours I wanted for the mood and feel of the piece. It is also here where I discovered how to make it so that the background was where it was meant to be in relation to the foreground. I only did 3 of these and kept it in front of me whilst I was painting the main piece, but I can say without this phase, I'd have been pretty much operating blindly and wouldn't have gotten the results I intended. Intended is the important word here because it means thought has gone into the piece. Now, don't get me wrong, There is something nice about the feeling of creating something out of pure inspiration, but without the intent or understanding of how you got from the blank canvas to the end result, would you actually be able to produce the same result? One of my most favourite paintings that I have done is the result of such a tactic. I spent 7 hours plus on a piece, yet if you ask me how I did it or to recreate the method, I couldn't. I was in the zone while painting and it was created by pure instinct. So not only is it my most favourite piece, but it's actually one that I find the most annoying. The reason for this is because I don't know what I did to create it. There's a bit of a balance when it comes to creativity. In one hand, you've got the spontaneity aspect of it, and in the other, the calculated part. It's a case of where to use the spontaneity over the calculation, especially if you're inexperienced. For me, I know that I can use more spontaneity in the sketch phases, as I've done more sketching than adding colour. It's where I learn more about the forms, but when it comes to applying shadow or colour, that is where I really need to focus. Until, of course, I gain more experience, and I can rely on my gut after to use colour and shading effectively. I suppose that you could say each artist and illustrator have their own strengths, and if you find you struggle in one of them, it's about looking to your own process and maybe inserting a phase for a while until you become more experienced. I know for a fact that after working on this piece, I'm going to be doing a swatch phase. I'll be adding this more into my art process, and hopefully it will help me understand better and provide me results based on my intentions for the piece. And over time, I'll come to be able to apply it more as instinct over calculation. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I certainly enjoyed making it. So what I'll say now is, until next time, ta-ra. Thank you so much for watching this video. I certainly hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button if you liked the video, and also subscribe if you've not done so already for more videos like this. Remember to click the bell notification to receive notifications of when I've uploaded. Also, if you like gaming, you might be interested in my gaming channel, AJ's Gaming Station, which is available to click on one of the circles. So until next time, ta-ra.